In this video, I'm going to be going over the trade I took yesterday, the one trade I took yesterday, breaking it down in terms of the order flow, why exactly I entered, where exactly I entered, and why. But more importantly, it's going to be based upon the order flow, and I think it's going to be really interesting if you lot to understand that. So to begin with, essentially you've got to have a level of interest, and I discussed this. If you want to go and rewatch the weekly live stream that I do on a Monday, just go and watch it there. I was calling out my plan for the week ahead, and it was basically to call out a short from these highs being taken here on the chart. Now, why? First of all, obviously, the thing that I always kind of go on about is having a level of interest, and this is the most important thing for me. I'm not going to be trying to short or long at random levels. Always a level of interest, and then heading over to the order flow side of things. So the level of interest from this side of things for me was, obviously you had, if I just take a fixed range pool, again, if you don't understand the fixed range pool too much or volume profiles, there's a video on that dedicated on the YouTube channel, so go and watch that. But if I just take this volume profile from here, and essentially what you can see is this point of control, a lot of high volume coming in here. So already that's a level of interest for me. Alongside that, you had this naked point of control. And if you're just looking at, so we'll just hide these and we'll get rid of the volume profile for a second. Actually, we'll keep the volume profile there because I think that's, you know, in confluence with the daily naked point of control, the reason why I took this trade. But also it was a sweep of these two highs. So you had high number one here, high number two here, both swept by liquidity. Now, I was expecting, or I would have preferred, a swing failure pattern trade up here on the 15-minute. We didn't get that, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to take a trade. And the way I kind of took it and managed it was based upon the order flow. And I actually closed out a majority of it already right now. And I'm left in like 10% of it, but still holding on to this short. And let's go over it why. So the level of interest, for the sake of it, was actually just this, essentially this naked point of control, sweeping a series of highs. So again, go and watch the liquidity video where you can see one high here, another high here, kind of two high, lower high, generating a lot of stops potentially above that level. So what then happens at this level of interest? Let's go over to Exocharts, and we're going to be using the replay function to go over this. So what we'll do is we'll hide the TPO, and we'll hide the markers as well for a second, because the level of interest was simply sweeping above these highs here. You can see on the what I'm marking out here. Let's maximize this as well. You can see this is what I was looking at live in the time. Price is going to come up to this level. I'm going to potentially be looking for a short trade. So what am I looking for? Let's just hit the play button and talk through it with you. So I don't know if it's going to be fast enough, but basically we're waiting for price to obviously come up towards this level of interest. Let's see how it pans out. A bit of slow movement. Let's just rewind it there a bit. Rewind. Because obviously you saw this initial, I saw this initial spike up. And does this warrant any sort of trade setup for me? No, we didn't. First of all, we didn't take out the level. This is a front run. There was nothing here really telling me to take a short trade. There wasn't many trap longs or anything. I'm looking for my key level of interest before taking a trade. Apologies. So let's just wait and see what happens. You obviously see a little bit of a pullback. There is a bit of a trap value area there, but then you take the high again with no swing failure pattern. But what am I noticing as soon as we breach this high? Look at this. Well, I don't know if the open interest will show it really well. Let's rewind it a little bit. Just again, because it happens fairly quickly. And I highly recommend a little tool and tip for you all is actually to go back onto some certain trades, watch it using the Exo replay function and replay it out in real time. If you can obviously act as if the trade is happening in real time and, you know, you're seeing it in 100x or 50x speed or whatever it may be, that is going to be really useful, because that means you're going to be able to execute in real time much easier, because you're going to be used to the higher frequencies of trades or the higher frequency of the movements, because you've been practicing on the replay function. So obviously when price is coming up, obviously we saw the front run, it's then moved up again. And again, remember that the text on these candles on the left hand side is new shorts, right hand side is new longs, okay, and anything blank is just imbalances essentially. You can then see here, really interesting, this was the major thing that caught my eye. This is exactly what I'm seeing in the real time. Open interest increasing, positive delta, okay. So then my eyes just go, okay, well, where is that going on? And then I go 3 million here on the new long side. That's quite a significant amount in my opinion for new positions to be opening, especially in one region. So I then, like, obviously this occurs, and you're moving back down below this level. And I'm saying to myself, if we start to, this is moved really quickly here. But as soon as we lose this 3 million, these 3 million longs here, I'm going to be entering a short. And although there's a lot of shorts entering upon the move down, let's just hit the play button again. I'm really interested in just seeing these new longs being wiped out, okay? So what then happens is, obviously, as soon as you see this, I'm getting my entry. And actually, my entry overall was around 30,540. So obviously, I potentially entered upon this, it retraced, and then it like moved back up again. That's where I got my entry, because I was fairly quick on this. Probably around here, actually really right here, where I then got my entry because I was anticipating these new longs to be underwater. Invalidation above the high. So it's not a typical trade where you get a trap value at the very high. You know, that's about it really. I mean, in this case, there was trap longs. There was no trap value area for me, but there was a spike in volume at the highs. You know, we've swept the highs, liquidity is being taken. People are being stopped out still as well. You know, the majority of these people here are being stopped out with new longs still opening slightly lower down towards the middle end of the candle. Okay, there was still a spike in volume. There was extended delta, in my opinion. So you obviously can see fairly large delta max. This isn't actually a discrepancy, to be honest. I don't know why I said that. This is not a discrepancy, but there's still a fairly large amount of max delta coming in within that. Obviously, you hit the play button, and we'll watch how this plays out, because it actually does move up a little bit towards the end. You know, obviously it moves up a little bit. Obviously, you can, if we just fast forward this here. Now, what's crucial about these trades, and I always go on about this, and I want you lot to be really paying attention to this. You can put your stop above the high, okay? But if we just go back over to trading view really quickly here, remove all of this stuff. So this was the setup. Obviously, it was like the entry was 550 around there. Invalidation above the high. I can be going for that, right? But also, and although this ended up actually being an extremely good trade, what I can be doing is even getting an even better final R by moving my stop down a little bit, because heading back to the order flow briefly, right? I don't need to have my stop all the way above the high here. I can have it simply above the point in which the new shorts are opening. So you can see this 300k opening here, 400k essentially a new shorts opening here. If these shorts here go underwater, that is then that's the point where the higher the candle is more than likely going to be tested. So you can slightly move your stop down just a little bit, basically towards, and this is where I'm using my own, my own judgment to kind of be like, okay, there's nothing strict on this. I'm just going to say, okay, if we kind of close, if we come above that close level there, or the open of this red candle, that's where I'm going to close this trade rather than having my invalidation above the high. And although it's a very small difference, just having it here instead of here, for example, you can just see, look at the risk to reward ratio. It increases drastically. But this isn't for no random reason. I'm just going to be, basically shrinking my invalidation for no reason. This is done on purpose using order flow and not by like some sort of random number. I'm using the order flow to gauge, okay, where are the new shorts coming in from on this move down? If they're put offside and the new, then the likelihood is the new longs who open within this candle are in a good position, and those new shorts are no longer in any sort of good position. They're offside again, and we're going to be looking for the move higher. So that is really important. And if we just head back over to Exo, that is how I actually really maximize a lot of the final R from these trades. So if we hit the play button, you can see it moves down fairly aggressively towards the end. It moves down really quite well here. Continues, bit of sideways. Now, where did I close this trade and why? This is now, I'm going to talk to you about a trade I didn't take, and a reason why I probably should have ended up taking this trade. I just didn't end up taking it, and I kind of, and this is the thing, we're all traders. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm the best, I'm 100% the best trader and I win every single trade, whatever it may be. I'm a profitable day trader full-time doing it for a living, but there will be times where my own judgment can slightly get in the way of it. And that's where, let's talk about that now, because there was a trade I should have taken. And for any of you who watch me, etc., I'm sure a lot of you probably did take this trade. So if we just fast forward this a bit, it's where I closed the majority of this short trade, but I didn't take a new long, which in hindsight would have been amazing if I did, because all the boxes were ticked. Okay, you can see here, basically what happened was you had this major low down towards the bottom here. Okay, you swing, you front run it, swing failure pattern it, 15-minute time frame. Look at this candle. This is like every single box for me was ticked here. And I guess my own judgment just got in the way of me thinking this was going to be heading lower based on a few other things and statistics. That kind of clouded my judgment to not enter a new long here. No trade is better than entering a short down here, in my opinion. However, looking back on it in hindsight, which is not anything good I like to really be doing, okay, I should have entered into a long trade. But let's just talk about the order flow here. I closed a lot of my short down here. So obviously, if you just fast forward a little bit, you can see. So let's talk about this candle here, because look at the discrepancy between the delta, the final delta, 2.3 million, the delta minimum minus 7.2 million. All of that trap delta is down towards the bottom end of this trap value area here. 15-minute swing failure pattern. new open interest was increasing, new shorts, literally the POC was down towards the bottom of the candle, 1.4 million new shorts at the very, very bottom of the candle. Okay. Spike in volume, liquidations as well, not too many liquidations, but liquidations nonetheless. And it would have obviously should have triggered a long trade. And that's something I've noted down to sometimes not let my judgment be clouded in these times. So just an idea there. That's why I closed the majority of the short out. But obviously you can see in the end, this is what I want you to be looking for. And just because I didn't take this trade, I highly recommend, just go back and rewatch a lot of the stuff I do. This is a very textbook setup for me. And for me to not take it again, like I said, I'm not 100% superhuman in that sense. So obviously it ended up moving up fairly decent, and now where we are today from that low. So that is where I closed the majority of the trade out. I'm still remaining in like 10% of it, but the majority of it was closed out upon this low being taken based upon the reaction here that we saw, being very, very textbook in that sense. So again, I hope you lot really enjoyed this one. Hopefully it made a lot of sense to you. When I say majority, I closed out 85% or 87%, something along those lines. And I'll really wait to be stopped. If we reclaim this high again here on Bitcoin, that is where I then close the rest of this trade out and let it run to whatever it wants to do. So again, hopefully you understand all the premises from this trade breakdowns. One I took, one I should have taken but didn't take. I closed my short down here majority. But yeah, hopefully that will make sense, and I hopefully you enjoyed, found it informative. At Luxury with an extra while on Twitter for extra content on a daily basis. That's actually where I posted this trade being taken in the real time. So yeah, thank you everyone, and I'll catch you all later.